Welcome to On the Couch with the Ethicalist. Today we have the wonderful and slightly mischievous Mark Lee, General Manager of Media One Hotel. Hi, Mark. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having
OG
me.
of the hotel scene
Thank
here
you for
in
having me.
Dubai.
Thank you for having me. I've been around so long.
How long have you been in Dubai?
I've been in Dubai 25 years.
Wow, you
I
really
came in
have.
February of 2000.
My goodness, you've seen a lot of changes.
It's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And always, I mean, I want to let's backtrack very quickly because I want to talk to you about how you got here and talk to you about how you started off in hospitality first. So we can chat about how you got over to Dubai. But first, how did you get into hospitality? You've been in hospitality for so many years, most of your life, I think.
Yeah, it's run through my blood, if you like. It's my in the family. I started washing dishes when I was 15, earning some extra pocket money. And moved on from there to bar, waiter, the usual sort of thing in the UK back in the day. And then went on to study hospitality. Didn't do very well at it.
Okay.
Didn't get quite the right balance between partying at a Polytechnic. I wasn't at university then, it was Polytechnic and supposed to be studying. So had to repeat a year. But anyway, we got through that and ended up in London working for a chain called My Kind of Town back in the late 80s, early 90s, showing my age now.
Okay.
And I was based in Knightsbridge, Kings Road, all the cool parts of London. And then in 1992, I went to Spain.
Okay.
Jumped on a plane. Luckily enough, I couldn't speak any Spanish. The same company had some restaurants in Madrid. And I went over there, learned Spanish the hard way, and did Madrid. I was in the Barcelona for the Olympics, which is another great experience.
Amazing.
And stayed in Spain until 2000 when my journey to Dubai began.
Brought you here.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. And you know, why did you come with the company, or did you come to get a new job?
No, I was doing some consultancy work for the UK-based company who had a venue out here called Henry J. Beans. Your listeners back in the day, I'm trying to remember it was the Capital Hotel, Almina Road. And that was, it opened up in the late 90s and I went over there in 2000. Did some consultancy work for them for 9 months, then joined Wafi.
Oh, wow, okay.
And spent lots of time at Wafi, headed up Planet Hollywood, Seville's Ginseng Planetarium, probably before your time.
I've not been here long enough. I got here 2009, so I think I might have missed all of these.
Missed all of that. Opened up a hotel that was converted from a staff accommodation with the Wafi group called Arabian Park Hotel in the middle of Jeddah. That was a sandpit at the time, and now you can't see the hotel for the other buildings around.
Yeah, lot of that.
Yeah, it was, we had, I can say it now because I'm not working there anymore. There was a graveyard on one side, so we'd have the graveyard view. We'd have to be careful who we gave those rooms to because some people are more superstitious than others.
Yes, absolutely.
And then joined Media One in September of 2011.
2011, gosh.
Not looked back since then.
Well, perfect. Look at that loyalty.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You must be loving the role.
Loads of fun.
What did you start at? What was your starting role at Media One?
I headed up
straight in as GM, and you've been there ever since as GM.
My remit initially was GM of the hotel because it's mixed use. So we have half the building's offices. And I soon got involved with the offices and put that sort of under my remit. So we see Media One as business, lifestyle, entertainment. We're mixed use. Half the building, top half is offices, bottom half is hotel, and then we've got F&B throughout as distractions.
Yeah, as distractions. Need a lunch break, go to floor 8.
Yes.
So obviously the Ethicalist, we deal with sustainable lifestyle. We've worked with Media One on a few occasions now. We've had some fabulous events at some of your F&B venues. We chose you because of the fact that you're in the city centre, yet you're doing your bit to try and save the planet. So I won't talk about that. I'd rather hand it over to you to ask if you can tell our readers, you know, what made you feel that Media One needed to go in the direction of sustainability in the first place, and little bits and pieces that you've been doing along the way.
Okay, so it was pre-pandemic when we started our sustainable journey. And at that stage, we were doing it not necessarily for all of the right reasons. We were doing it because we thought perhaps it was the right thing to do, or we should be doing it. And then obviously pandemic came and everything stopped. And I think it was the summer of 2021. And I said, right, that's it. No more pandemic. We've got to get back on and restart our lives, our business and our strategies. And sustainability is one of the 4 principal pillars that we work on and how we base our business on. So we restarted our sustainability committee. We've got a committee, and it's comprises of senior leaders, and then we get some of our line team involved as well. And we meet on a monthly basis, and we set ourselves objectives of what we want to do and what we want to achieve. Some of those meetings, we've had some great inspirational talks from industry lead, both hospitality and outside of hospitality. I think one gentleman to mention is Omar from Boca, who's a great, fantastic advocate of all things sustainable, and he's been a guest at one of our committee meetings.
And fountain of knowledge.
Oh, he's absolutely incredible. Yeah. But post-pandemic, it's because we wanted to do it, and that was the difference. Wanting to do it. So I think one of the first things we did was we converted all of our light bulbs from regular to LED.
Okay.
We've got all the bean counters calculating what's your ROI going to be, and I love it when they get themselves all worked up with a calculator. And we sort of said initially, right, we'll submit it. It's got to be under 2 years to get it approved. And we sort of said, right, we reckon we can pay this back in 18 months. And I just did some checks. We actually paid it back in less than 12 months. And all right, there's a saving in there that keeps the finance boys happy, but it's less of a consumption, which is the right thing to do. And then we don't have engineers up ladders every half an hour changing light bulbs because they all last longer. So that's one example of what we've done. Another one that I really liked as well, we've got our own water bottling plant. So we've removed all those plastic bottles.
Yeah. When did you install that?
2020, can't remember, 2021, 2022. It was post-pandemic, and it was getting back on all those things that we wanted to do that we never got around to doing. Right, okay, let's commit to it. Let's get it done. So we're one of our housekeeping pantries on one of the room floors. We've converted it to the water bottling plant. We've got all the gear there and the washing machines and the sanitizers and all sorts of things. And we produce all of our water for all of the guest rooms and all of the meeting rooms in glass bottles. And we recycle, we wash, we clean, and we refill. So that was another one that I really enjoyed. And then as a result of that, one of the tenants in the tower, Grohe, deal with all these sorts of things. And they've provided us with a water dispenser, which dispenses still and sparkling water on tap, completely free of charge on the ground floor of the office tower. And that's our little bit back. Don't come with a plastic bottle, because I'll chop your hand off. Yeah. But come with a non-plastic bottle, a reusable, recyclable bottle. Fill your water up, and this one's on us. So
I've seen that. It's next to Ciao Bella, isn't it?
Ciao Bella next to the M1 to go counter. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so there are a few of the things that we've done. The two young ladies at the Waste Lab, another project, excellent. Yeah. Really got on board with that, and now
Lara and Say.
That's it. Yeah. And again,
what are you doing? What are you doing with them? They're collecting all your food waste.
All of our food waste. So first of all, we're monitoring the food. We're segregating, and we check the levels of contamination. If we're not segregating well enough, and we've got it down to 1 or 2% contamination now, which is great from above 10% initially, because again, it's training the team.
Yeah.
And we're checking guest food waste. We're checking. We don't do many buffets. Don't believe in buffets. Try not to do them. So we're not too much wastage there. But then it's the scraps in the kitchen, and everything's recorded. It's recorded by venue. It gets taken off to their farm in our lane and gets turned into compost.
Yes, fantastic.
We then use that compost for some of our garden areas. We don't have an awful lot. And then we give little kilo packets of, I should have bought one in for you today. A kilo packet. Oh, next time I see you, I'm going to give you a kilo packet of compost.
Amazing.
Made from Media One waste.
I actually do need some compost.
There
we
go. I shall arrange it for you.
I just brought a frangipani plant back from another country. The gardener there was very kind to give it to me, and I planted it, but kind of in sand. So maybe I'll pass by Media One and pick up my bag of Media One compost.
But that's a fun story as well. So it's not just about the sustainability; it's the story and how do we use that? So we use that for sounds really weird, doesn't it? Giving a gift to our corporate guests. We say, here's some of the, this is
Doesn't
part of our
sound weird at
sustainability.
all. Sounds
Bit of a
amazing.
sustainability.
It's fantastic.
And in an indirect way, it gets that message across.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that we're at a stage in life, and you know, the world has woken up to the fact that you can give a bag of compost as a corporate gift, and people get it. You know,
yeah.
They don't go, "What are you giving me a bunch of waste for?" You know, we understand the world is moving forward. And in fact, just I'll go back to Media One in a moment, but that's made me think. You know, as somebody who's been in the hotel industry for as long as you have, my goodness, you must have seen such a change in the way that the hospitality industry is embracing sustainability. I mean, it seems that it's so many hotels are on board with it now. It makes sense. But I mean, you must have seen some dramatic changes. What was it like all those years ago? Just
we weren't very good at all, and nobody knew, and nobody really cared. But I think the authorities are playing a really good role in this. So what was started as, if you like, an industry initiative at a very individual property level, is now being controlled, almost mandated by the Dubai authorities. There's the Dubai Green Key certification, which we apply for and we successfully achieve, and then there's the Dubai Sustainable Tourism certification, which it's only given out to certain properties, and there's 3 different classifications. So the authorities are helping to create that awareness. They're mandating that we control a lot more, and there's a lot more ways of controlling what we're consuming, what are our CO2 emissions, in which areas, and how can they help us improve as businesses, which is great.
Well, absolutely. I completely agree. I feel like there's a real push in the UAE towards sustainability. I've been writing about sustainability here since 2017, and there's just such a huge difference. Back in 2017, it wasn't something that people really knew very much about, and now, I mean, you know, there's hundreds of emails a day coming into my inbox about different initiatives that are happening all across the industry, and I think that was certainly catapulted by hosting COP here as well. I think that
very much so
woke up opened a lot of people's eyes to what needs to be done.
But again, it was the sort of the Dubai government's initiative, drive, push behind it all.
To get it here, and to get COP here in the first place.
Yes, to get it here, and then to say, right, what are we going to do about it? Let's not this be a legacy. Let's just be small talk. Let's actually make sure that we do something about it. So
100%.
All good.
Yeah. So going back to Media One.
Yeah.
So you were talking about I was just interested because you said you try not to have buffets there. So at breakfast time, do you still have buffets for guests, or
cold continental style? Not the hot food. The hot food we cook to order.
Perfect.
And then some of the the pastries, we repurpose into the best bread and butter pudding at QWERTY.
Okay.
Sorry, there's a little bit of a plug there for QWERTY.
No, that's fine.
And the bread and butter pudding.
We're here to talk about your hotel. It's okay.
We call it a sustainable bread and butter pudding. It is delicious.
Okay.
It's probably a result of this. And
I need to try it.
And lots of custard.
Lots of custard. Okay.
So that's made from the pastries that we don't use at breakfast, and we repurpose them into the bread and butter pudding. So
fantastic.
It's all about how we can obviously safely repurpose certain foods that we don't use, but we're not really big into buffet. Hot food, it's not the same. You need to cook it to order.
Yeah.
Apart from the sustainability aspect of it. So no, all of our hot food in QWERTY for breakfast is cooked to order.
Yeah. I mean, I know that I was talking to a different hotel brand a while ago, and they reduced their breakfast food waste by 70% just by putting out smaller croissants and smaller plates. Literally just half the size of what you can put on a plate and half the size of what it is. And it reduced their waste by 70%. Incredible.
I think the size of the plates is a really good point. Yeah. Then we go around with a big stick and making sure everybody's cleared their plates. No, just joking.
Come and stay here. We'll
put as much as you want on your plate, but eat it all.
Yes,
please.
Exactly. But I mean, that leads that leads to the point of how do you go about being a more sustainable hotel and not letting guests feel that you're not cutting back away from the experience.
Well, it's funny enough. We were talking about this the other day, and so we change our bed sheets on the third morning, so after the second night, unless they need to be changed. And we have an opt-out service for the guests to say, if you do not want your room serviced, if you do not want your bed linen changed, you can have it's a green hand, and you get a finger, and every finger gives you 25 dirhams credit to use back in one of our venues. So we encourage. Some guests say, no, we want you to change the sheets every day, and we'll obviously change the sheets every day. But again, it's just a mindset. You know, don't change my sheets every day at home.
I know, nor your towels, you know, yeah.
So towels, if they're in the bathtub, we'll change them. If they're not in the bathtub, we'll leave them there. So there's a few indirect messages. Obviously, the water bottle idea is from the glass water bottle. The trouble is now they'll get nicked because the glass bottles are really, really nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we branded them Media One. Probably we shouldn't brand them, but so
bit
yeah.
like Hogarden pint glasses
Yes,
back in the day.
yes.
When I was a student, they used to end up in handbags.
Exactly.
Never me.
Big handbag. And then the other one is the straw. So one thing is about being sustainable. So do we have a sustainable straw? Yes, we do, in the sense that it's not a plastic straw, and it can be decomposed. And we get it from Peter at Avani. I need to give Peter a plug.
Okie dokie.
But the other thing is then from a mindset, we have a no straw policy. And straws are available on request. So one thing is, do you have a sustainable straw? Another one is, how are we cutting back on consumption? It's putting a straw in every single drink. It's not necessary.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's a double edge to the sustainable. One is what we're using, is it decomposable? And the other one is, do we really need to offer it?
And so often when I go somewhere, I'm given a straw and the paper's been taken off the top of it. It's something that's ingrained in, this is the polite way to serve a drink. The drink, there was nothing wrong with, using your mouth to drink out of a glass.
Yeah.
We used to do it perfectly fine before straws
still
came
here.
along. Absolutely. We live to
tale.
tell, yes. And so often it comes and I'm like, well, please don't open it because I don't want to use a straw.
Yeah.
Obviously, I try to use straws, whether they're biodegradable or not. I try not to use them unless obviously it requires one. But how do you teach? How does that message get from the bottom down? Because so often that's a really difficult task to try and get the message.
Persistence, consistency. We have to explain the reasons why. As one of our sustainable initiatives, firstly, we have a biodegradable straw. Secondly, it's straws on request. I still see this guys putting some straws in some drinks, and they'll say, Mark, it's a frozen drink. Okay, all right.
Fair enough.
And then at other times I said, please do not put a straw in it. Again, you just have to repeat the message down, which is why we need to extend our sustainability committee. We need to spread the love throughout. I mean, we've got obviously certain members of the leadership team, but we need to get some of our line team on board and have a bigger committee just to get that buy-in. It is difficult. It's not easy, but we must be persistent.
Yeah.
And we notice over time that we're making progress.
So let's talk about fun stuff. You do lots of fun stuff. Media One is known for being quirky, for being fun. And, your Christmas campaign's about to come out now, and that I know will be fun. Like every year, I think last year wasn't it female Santa standing on someone's head? We talked about it in the podcast with Sam. Yeah. So obviously I was just a judge on it. You do the conscious cocktails. Talk to us about that initiative and where it came from. That was great fun. It's a great idea.
So that's where one of our other sort of main pillars is our learning committee that we have, and this was a joint activation between sustainability and learning, and we wanted to give something back for the industry. So we had a bit of a huddle and a bit of a brainstorm, and we said, right, okay, let's do a sustainable cocktail competition. And the first one was 2 years ago, which you kindly judged on.
I did.
And I think there was about a dozen bartenders.
There certainly wasn't as many as there were this year.
And this year, we had you there for about 6 hours.
Yes, it was 25 this year, 25.
But what an amazing turnout. And, in true Dubai style, we were getting phone calls at the last minute. Can you fit my friend in from this hotel? But that's what it's all about. Yeah. So giving back to the industry, getting a message across to bartenders to be more sustainable in their creativity when they're creating drinks. They're all really good messages, and we have a great time hosting. Vishaka, our training manager, a little plug for Vishaka. She did a brilliant job in organising it. Thanks to you guys as judges, and again for your time and your energy and your feedback, because I was there when you gave the feedback to the bartenders, which was great. And guess what? We're doing it again next year.
No.
I'll get the date. We're going to try and do it in September, which is a slightly quieter month.
Yeah.
Want to do it again. We want to do it bigger and better, get more people involved. And because it's the right thing to do. It's a
Do
good
you
thing
say
to
get
do.
more people involved?
Yes,
Remind me
yes.
to decline the invite to be the judge.
We're gonna-
6 hours.
Yes, we learned
Stagger
from
it.
that. Yeah, I remember when the Vishaka was sort of telling me the running order, and I said, "Don't tell the judges they're going to be here for 6 hours."
Sipping on shots of cocktails
I
for
know,
6
I
hours.
know.
That we yeah. Anyway, moving on. We'll go back to straws otherwise. But what I did want to say was I love the fact that you used Media One as a platform where you welcomed all the other hotels, not all the other hotels, but so many other hotels in Dubai. Because to me, that's what sustainability should be. It should be about knowledge sharing. It should be about, look, we're all here to try and make the world a better place. And
Yeah.
so often things can become competitive, and understandably so, it's business, but sustainability isn't business. And I think the fact that Media One, you opened up your hotel to welcome in all these other barmen from, I love that. I thought that was fantastic.
It's gone down really well. Thank you for those kind words. Even our engineering team made the trophies, recyclable trophies as well.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's the whole message is going through, and it was all about giving back as well. We're all busy, we're all running businesses, but we've got to make time to give back in whatever way, whether it's to sustainability initiatives, whether it's to the hospitality industry, whether it's to encouraging these young bartenders. And we're already thinking about ways in which we can do things slightly differently for next year. So
Have you got any more quirky sustainability initiatives up your sleeves that you're willing to share?
Not at the moment. I'm always trying to think on how we can use P7 Arena, which is our converted car park, which is where we hosted the bartender competition.
Well, you have some good DJs come there. I've danced away for
Yes.
some nights there.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think from a sustainability perspective. We're looking to do, it's not really sustainability, but an activation with one of the gyms, Watch This Space.
Okay, that's a
using
perfect
that,
space for it 'cause it's quite dark and
yeah.
Talking of sports, talk to us about the M1 run?
Yes.
Is it the
M1
M1
run?
The M1 run.
Are
Okay.
you signed up for it?
I haven't, no.
31st of January 2026. And for you, young man, as well. You look like a good runner.
It does.
So this is one of our community events. Started off 12 years ago, roughly. We're doing the 12th one now anyway.
Okay.
We had a little gap, I think. No, we did it in 2020 before the pandemic, so we probably didn't have a gap. But M1 Run, Dubai's most exciting vertical race. So it's a 1.2 kilometre run. Start outside the front entrance where the big M is. Run past Chowbella into the car park. 1.2 kilometre uphill run to reach to P7. In the stairwell, 700 steps up to the top of the 42nd floor.
Oh my goodness. Have you done it?
I haven't.
Do you do it every... What do you mean you haven't?
I cannot do it. For
Really?
some of your listeners, I have a dodgy knee. I have a false knee, so that's my excuse.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I'll let you
So
off.
medical reasons, I can't do it. But I am up the top.
Doctor
with-
certificate
Yeah.
to the rest of the staff.
show you the scar.
I genuinely can't do
Next
it.
time I'll come on with shorts. You can see the scar there. I'm at the top with the microphone, cheering everybody on. We have official timing. It's part of the Dubai Sports Council calendar.
Okay.
And we started 2 years ago donating all profits to good causes.
Okay.
We had the Al Jalila Foundation 2 years ago. We had Dubai Autism Centre this year. In January, it'll be Sparkle Foundation, which is, the Sparkle Foundation.
Yeah.
So,
She's been on this podcast.
yeah,
it's
good.
wonderful.
So all profits going to the Sparkle Foundation. We hope to break the 500 runner barrier. And there's individual male and female. And then there's a seniors category and the regular category, and then it's team category of 4.
And how long does it take?
The world record
Yeah.
from
world
a
record.
Polish tower running champion is 6 minutes and 31 seconds.
Wow.
I don't know how he
my
did it.
Goodness.
I don't know how he did it.
How long
If
would
you
it
do
take somebody? I was about to say somebody like you, or you're maybe not
Well,
you.
it'll take
but
me ages.
somebody like me.
I'll be walking up. I'll take the elevator. No,
Yeah,
you can't take the elevator. If you do it between 10 and 15 minutes, you've done a really good job.
Okay.
Anything below 10
wow,
minutes
so how
is good.
somebody's done it in 6 minutes?
Yeah, 6:30.
Wow.
And I think that's the fastest guy. The fastest lady was 7:40, 7:50. I can't remember.
So do people pay to be involved?
They do.
And that's how you get the money to give to.
So we have it's 150. Jan's going to tell me now. 150 dirhams to entrance. Get you a shirt, get you a goodie bag. We've got the guys from New Balance involved as well, so there might be a top there if you're lucky. We give out prizes. There's a cash prize for the fastest male and female, and then there are other prizes for top 3 in each of the categories.
Okay.
So it's a fun day. It's a Saturday morning. We start the race at 9 o'clock. It's all done and dusted. Prize giving finished by 11:30.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
In time for a Saturday brunch in Garden on 8 with a beer.
Perfect. That's well
Put all
earned.
the calories back on again.
After your 15 minutes of exercise.
I know.
How do you get that many people? Just logistically, do you have to separate it into?
We release people in teams of 4,
Okay.
or groups of 4. Sorry. The fastest runners, though, we now release individually because we had a bit of a scandal 2 years ago with some argy-bargy on the stairwell. So. We've decided to release the fastest people. Those who've run the race before and run the fast times, we'll release them individually. So there's none of that. But the rest of it is all good. So groups of 4, and we get through it pretty quick.
Perfect. I'm going to think about it.
I think I need to twist your arm
Yeah.
to get involved.
I don't think my arm would be twisted that far. I'm a big
Good.
fan of Media One, so
Good.
I think I'll be there.
Good.
31st of October. January.
You've got that down, everybody, yeah?
So obviously I wanted to ask you that if you could, have any kind of sustainable hotel in the world, what would it be and where would it be?
Oh.
Maybe I should ask if there was something that you could do to Media One first, if money was of no, because I know, well, then that leads into the conversation also about sustainability being more expensive, and is it?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Let me ask, I'm trying to answer that. So where would it be in the world? A sustainable hotel for me, probably the ultimate sustainable hotel would probably be somewhere in Scandinavia or in Canada or somewhere like that.
Okay.
With nature and sustainability together, I think, as opposed to sort of the city centre.
Of course, yeah.
What would I do to Media One? I'd like to. A couple of things. The office tower lobby area, I'd like to turn it into a bit more sort of a wellness, well-being, and I guess from not necessarily sustainability, but
caring for oneself.
Plants, water, and have a bit more of a well-being, wellness appeal when we come in to the office tower entrance. We're working on a project for the rooms to try and get everything censored so that you don't need these damn key cards. To turn everything on, and when you walk in, the sensors go off, and then the AC will come on, and the lights will come on, and when you leave the room, if it doesn't sense any movement, then it will turn everything off again. And I think that from a usage perspective would help out. I think from an F&B perspective, we could do a little bit more from that, but that's.
Do you have a chef's garden? You do, don't
we
you?
do. We have it in Garden on 8. We do, but not. It's sort of an urban rooftop garden. So
for garnishes more.
Yes. It's herbs that we use for garnishes. We've got a few sort of lettuces and eggplants up there that obviously get used, but it's not en masse. In the hotel that I had, I was working for Arabian Park, which was in Jeddah.
Yeah.
I converted the sandpit into a garden. And this was back in 2006.
Wow.
2006, 2007.
Very
we had so much space. And then I was looking at composting the waste. I can't remember what the name of it was now. Bukassi.
Okay.
Which was a powder that you put into the food waste to help it biodegrade quicker.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you need it here because it's so hot.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, my wife still buries food in our garden.
No.
So,
wow.
But no, I kind of like to do something from an F&B perspective. I'm not sure at Media One we have the setup or the space, but really sort of take the whole sort of garden perspective. And I've been to restaurants elsewhere been to restaurants in Spain where I've seen sort of the plot outside, and you've got all the vegetables growing, and then you're eating it inside the restaurant. That would be something I'd kind of like to get involved with.
Yeah, and beehives.
Yes.
Would there be anywhere that you could have beehives?
No, I mean,
Difficult.
not at Media One. I think that would be a different property.
I did just visit a city centre hotel that had beehives on the 17th floor. Maybe I can connect you and you can have a little chat about it.
Yes, I'd be intrigued to know how they've done that.
The bees fly down all the way down to there's parks and villas, and they've worked out where all the pollinating flowers are, and then they come back up to the 17th floor to their hives. But yeah, it's interesting. It was really interesting learning about how, because you have to go actually onto one of the floors that is a guest floor with bedrooms. And then you have to like step out and make sure none of the bees kind of fly into the corridor.
I was going to say,
and of course, at one point they did, and we were all running around trying to catch the bees and put them back out again. Which they did it with a lot of skill. But then they have the honeycombs that they serve at breakfast.
Brilliant.
It's just quite unique.
No, that's fantastic. No, that's a great idea. Yeah, connect me.
I shall connect. I will connect you. Talking of food, talking of January, Veganuary, is that a thing at Media One Hotel? How are you finding? I mean, I know you're not the F&B director, but how are you finding more demand for kind of plant-based food? Does it peak in January, or is it just
I think January is a detox month. One of the reasons we do the M1 run is it's the last day of January or the first week of February, and we used to say, right, after the excesses of the festive season, how do we get ourselves back in shape again? Which is one of the reasons for the timing of the M1 run. I think in terms of Veganuary, it fits into that, as in terms of, okay, let's look after ourselves better. Whenever we've done in the past, we put a load of, chefs create a load of vegan dishes and we put them on the menus. The demand's not there. Okay. And I think what we need to start looking at on our menus now, we are, and the structure and the setup of the menus, we're conscious that we've got vegan items on the menu on a permanent basis. They're not the best sellers, but it's a must. And to take that a little bit further, we obviously with the gluten-free as well, that needs to be a consideration now with all of our dishes. And again, through Dubai Municipality, they're being a lot better in terms of the allergens and what we have to put down. It's sort of like an encyclopedia of all the letters on there now. But anyway, but I was talking to a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago who said to me, "Do you have gluten-free beer?" And I said, "Hold on a second, I don't think we do, but we need to have it."
Right.
So when we look at different requirements now, whether it's vegan food, whether it's gluten-free food or drinks,
vegan wines,
vegan wines, we have sustainable wines. Just recently, onto the QWERTY wine list.
Okay.
And I can't remember the name of them. I'm ever so sorry.
Well,
it's only just come on now, but there are 4 or 5 sustainable wines on the wine list now at QWERTY. And I met the gentleman at the MMI wine fair.
Taste of Dubai. Taste of Dubai, I'm sure.
No, it wasn't. It was another one. At the Mandarin Oriental, there was an M&I, and the guy was there with the wines. And I met him there. And then I came back and showed it to Ivan, our F&B manager, and he's got it onto the QWERTY menu. So,
amazing.
So these types of things, I think, it's not just one. Is it vegan food? No, it's not just vegan food. It's vegan food. It's gluten-free food. It's sustainable wines. It's a little bit of everything rather than trying to go necessarily over the top on one particular item.
Yeah.
As and when demand for vegan food increases, we will adapt accordingly.
I mean, I'm not vegan, but I wish that I'm vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for a long time.
Okay.
It saddens me, and I hear this a lot when I speak to hotel managers and I ask this question. Your answer is a very similar, that no, there isn't this huge demand for it, but it has to be there. And as individuals, the biggest thing we can do to reduce our carbon footprint is to eat less meat. But I think when people go to hotels, they tend to order what they wouldn't necessarily have at home. So if there is, I don't know, Scottish salmon or Wagyu beef or whatever it may be, they're more likely to order it than a pomodoro spaghetti that they can make when they're at home. So maybe there's an element of spoiling yourself if you're flexitarian, for example, when you're in a hotel.
But we need to be better at storytelling.
Okay.
And if we get better at the storytelling, then it's easier to sell different types of food and or drink.
Yeah.
It's all about that. And if we were, if we said it's our beef tomatoes from the garden,
Yeah.
and automatically, oh, well, that sounds good. Well, you wouldn't normally order tomatoes, but maybe if you know them, they're grown in the garden next door, then you would eat them. And it's all about that, and it's the storytelling, the wording, and how we get that message across.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, it was during the Boca brunch that they did with Journey's End wine, where they had a story underneath every dish. It told you which local farm. In fact, I think it mentioned the farm that it had come from in the UAE and the name of the farmer. So you, as a customer, you really interacted with that dish. You were like, oh, it comes from here. And I didn't know you could grow this in that part of the UAE or in that part of the world. So,
but sourcing locally is something. It's sort of getting higher on our list now. And had a chat with our purchasing guys to say, what are we doing to hold our suppliers more accountable on their sourcing practices? What questions are we asking them? How much of their produce is sourced locally? What's the carbon footprint if I buy this product from them? And I think it's holding each other accountable in a nice way for the way in which we work and the way in which we do things. So now that's starting to become a more of a regular practice. The same way that when we pitch to our corporate companies, we have our sustainability vision and mission, and we can recount that to our corporates, which is a very important part of their decision-making process, is whether they choose to stay with us or not. And what does sustainability mean to us? So there's lots of things that sustainability continues to evolve. It's a bit like the hospitality industry. You can never stand still. And we must continue to innovate and get better and become more creative, which is why Omar does so well at Boca with his all his great events.
Yeah, and so many creative things going on there. And just to round things off, where do you see the hospitality industry? I mean, do you feel it's getting more and more sustainable here in the UAE? You were mentioning earlier that there's so many initiatives from the government that are helping to galvanise that momentum. Do you see it making a big difference in, let's say, the next decade here?
Absolutely, and I think the amount of competition that we've got here on every single level, and we want to be on that. We want to be awarded the Dubai Sustainable Tourism Award, and that's pride. And we would, if we retain it, we will make sure that everybody knows about it. So that's through the government initiative. So there's lots of things going on. I think there's a lot more local produce becoming available now, which makes it so much easier. But we've got to let's not be lazy. Let's go. Let's see those producers who are producing everything locally. Let's make a point of prioritizing them over alternative options. The other one, and I can't remember now, HeroGo. Yes.
I was literally about to ask. I'm sure you used to work with. You used to partner
we used
with
to work
HeroGo,
with them,
yes.
but then I bumped into
Samuels.
No, there's a young lady. I think her name's Claudia. I can't remember now.
Okay.
Laura, I've forgotten her name. Anyway, she was involved with HeroGo. They could only do B2C. They couldn't do B2B business through paperwork challenges. Okay. So we could do the odd things with them, but not as much as we wanted to do. And let's see if we can, if they can sort their paperwork challenges out with through the system here. But we would love to work with them on more initiatives.
Wonky vegetables.
That's it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them, and still taste the same.
Well, absolutely. I remember seeing this thing on Instagram recently around Halloween where there was just all of these green and yellow pumpkins in Ireland, and the supermarkets wouldn't take them because they weren't orange. Oh. And it's just craziness, isn't it? This mentality that it must be shiny and perfect and the right shape, otherwise it can't possibly taste nice. But
But
yeah,
that was another one. We did a couple of activations with the Hero Go guys.
yes. With one of our events was with Hero Go as well.
You've triggered me now. I need to go back and hunt them down again and see what
Amazing.
else we can do.
Perfect. I'm
all
glad
good.
that's reminded you. Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming and sharing all of this with us today, Mark. And
Thank you very much for having me.
I hope you have a fantastic Christmas season, just about
Likewise.
to start.
Yes.
And I'll see you on the 31st of January, and I'll be climbing those stairs.
Fantastic. Thanks ever so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.